Hello Capricorn, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Capricorn for the week of September 26th. Now do keep in mind, this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Capricorn. Now I'm using the Tarot Muka as well as the Prism Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you. All right, I think we're all set up and in view there. Let me go ahead and take 3 of these Oracle cards. 1, 2, 3. All right, put that right there. And all right, Capricorn. So first and foremost, lots of red here showing up in the imagery, red, orange, yellows. So you're dealing with some root level stuff right now. I also think that some of you are, so that is your food, shelter, water, your footing in the ground. But I think in this case, it's also about your creativity. And I think some of you here are looking to be inspired in your workplace. I think that your work situation is having an effect on your sort of security in the world. By the way, this looks like the cards here that we've pulled for the first 5 cards, they are very good, just to be clear. But I do think that there's something significant about the amount of red, yellow, orange here showing up in this kind of beginning of this reading here, in that I think your security is linked. I think in this case, and this is the case for many people, but not everybody, but for many people, your security and your creativity are linked together here in this reading. But I'll get into this some more as we go along. I think some of you are really clinging on to a desire for inspiration in your work, and that's very important. But in the overall situation, you do have this Queen of Wands. You can take on any gender in my readings. I don't attach gender to the cards, so you can take on the meaning of any of these cards. You have the Emperor, you also have a Queen. Just keep that in mind. These are just energies. So the Queen of Wands is somebody who is extremely inspirational. Okay, they are inspiring to others. And not only that, but they're extremely creative in what they do. And they are a major symbol of attraction in the tarot. They are not just physically attractive to other people, but they're attractive in the workplace. They're attractive to other people in terms of getting hired for a job. They are all about this idea of the law of attraction. They can basically have whatever it is that they want in their life, but they must express themselves fully and to their truest extent. You can see the sunflower here. That indicates expression or self-expression. They should not try to express themselves as someone else, but instead they should express themselves as themselves. And that's the key for you here, I think, in this week. I'm also being drawn to this volcano in the background, and I really feel like this is a symbol for your creativity sort of being kind of like your creativity overflowing, or this desire for inspiration in your life at this time. In the past, you have something big here happened in the past. You have the Justice card and the Emperor. Okay, so there has been, I think, justice served in the workplace, or there has been a situation where yeah, I really worked hard for this and I deserve this. The reason being is the Justice card says that at the end of the day, we get the outcome we deserve. It is the karma that we accumulate, which is simply the actions that we take. The scale represents karma, and the scale is always tipping. It is always counterbalancing. It is always tipping in one direction or the other based on the actions you take. And to get this here with the Emperor is a major sign of success in business. It's a big omen of success and good fortune in business. And for you, it's also about authority, rigidity, routine, structure, stability, and all of those sorts of attributes which make this person successful. And so for you, I think that you have shown up every day, you've put in the hard work, you've put in the effort, and you've gotten an appropriate reward here, or you've gotten, what I should say is you've gotten an appropriate outcome based on the work that you've done with the Justice card and the Emperor. So I definitely feel like for some of you here, I do feel like maybe some of you are kind of, for a long time you've been doing this, and I think you've been seeing results. I think you've been seeing success, but I do feel like for you there is this need for something new and for something exciting in your life. Now, in the future, you have the Magician as well as the Four of Wands. Okay, so the Magician is another card that indicates manifestation. It's more about manifestation than the law of attraction, but they kind of go hand in hand. So you have the Queen of Wands and the Magician. Both, you could say, are law of attraction cards in one way or another. And you have this combined here with the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is about structure and stability as well. 4 is a number of structure, of stability. You have 2 4s with the Emperor here in the past and the Four of Wands in the future. It also talks about your foundations and achievements in life. It is a card of marriage. You can see the family here are there in the marriage ceremony, kind of dancing, celebrating. But it's, in this case, I think it's less about marriage, and I think this is about your foundation, your stability, your achievements in the world, and that would definitely make sense with all of the red, orange, yellow that I'm seeing in this reading as well. In terms of the color palette here, I definitely think that some of you, this is about your foundations that you're laying, that you're setting for yourself. The Magician says that you have all of the tools. Look, all the tools here are on the table. The pentacles, the swords, the wands, the cups, all the tools are there. And you can see they're waving their wand, they're manifesting something into their life. And it's just a matter of putting in the work and continuing to do it day in and day out. And you have experience doing that here, as very clearly, based on the 2 cards in the past. You have experience doing that. And I think that for some of you, to really help yourself out, there's something that you need to do to bring inspiration into your life. Let's go ahead and start to clarify this even more here. So you have the 8 of Swords, you have the 9 of Cups, you have the 4 of Cups, and you also have the King of Wands. All right, so you do have a counterpart here showing up with the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands here in the future. Some of you may be getting married in the future. This is something that, by the way, has been percolating for some time. This isn't just like, oh, you're going to get hitched here. Like in the next, you're going to meet somebody and get hitched right away. That's not what I'm saying. But I do think that some of you maybe are in a relationship, and there is certainly, for some of you, there could be a marriage scenario playing out here because of the counterpart energy and the 4 of Wands indicating marriage. For more of you, this is less about love, and this is about your happiness and your ability to derive inspiration from your career, from what you do. The 8 of Swords, this is one of these cards that can talk about you being trapped in your mind or trapped in a mental space. This person is clearly restricted and feeling confined in their thoughts. Each sword represents a thought, and they are surrounded in a sword imprisonment. This talks about you feeling suffocated by your thoughts, by excessive thinking, and maybe even worry. So with the 8 of Swords, it says that there's a solution available, but you must get yourself out of your sword imprisonment. 8 of Swords suggests that there hasn't been somebody else that has put you in this sword imprisonment. It's you who has put yourself in there. And it is up to you to find the key to get out of there. And it's a solo journey. It's one of these things that you must do, right? Now, this is showing up in the past, okay? And so it is possible that some of you have recognized that and moved forward with your life, moved forward with something here. The Nine of Cups, this talks about happiness. It is a card that indicates like total emotional contentment in one's life. It's a wish come true type of energy when you get the Nine of Cups. It's an amazing card. It's one of the wish cards, and it's one of the cards that indicates happiness coming into your life. It can feel like a period of bliss when you get the Nine of Cups. And so, there has been something that, I do feel like maybe some of you have worked your way out of some sort of limiting belief or challenging thought pattern here. The Four of Cups talks about your need to move out of boredom and out of apathy. I think this is a different way of saying you have to get inspired, Capricorn. It's time for you to get inspired towards something here. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at these 3 oracle cards. Okay, so you have comfort, surrender, and determination. So it makes sense to me that this is the one that's sticking out, and it is a yellow card. Okay, and so I talked about how this yellow energy here is showing up pretty heavily for you. Yellow connects to the solar plexus chakra. Solar plexus chakra is all about your confidence, but also your power and your personal power, your ability to derive self-worth. But it can be also about your drive. And for you, this determination energy, I think, is very important. Comfort and surrender. I think some of you are very comfortable in your situation. The Four of Cups, this person's comfortable, but they're not taking action. Also, in the past, you've done something here to really set yourself up for success. Okay, I think you've been grinding. I think you've been doing, good work for quite a bit of time, or you have experiences where that has happened. But now there's something about drive, determination, and most importantly, inspiration that is coming forward for you. Let's go ahead and get some more messages here, but if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So you have the Tower, you have the Three of Pentacles, and you also have the Two of Wands. Okay, so there's been a revelation here in the past. Okay, some of you have figured it out. That's what I feel like saying. Remember, it's so important on kind of the way that you choose to look at tarot. And, in this case, for me, it's clear to me that this Tower card is not bad. This Tower card is about understanding something. It's about a revelation. It's about something coming forward and you figuring out a lesson, or you figuring out a solution. The Eight of Swords asks you to find a solution. You have a revelation here. You have this paired with a wish come true, and you have an appropriate outcome for appropriate work here with the Justice card and the Emperor. So you figured something out here in the past very clearly. This has maybe been world-changing, world-shattering, perspective-shattering, or worldview shattering here in the past. I say that in a good way. You have the Three of Pentacles, which can talk about colleagues. It can talk about the people that you work with on a day-to-day basis, your connection to others, but it's also about building something, and building something that you can be proud of and other people can be proud of as well. It is a card of reward and recognition for what you're building. And I do think that some of you, like I said, I really like the energy I see here in the past for you. Now you also finally have this Two of Wands showing up here in the future. Two of Wands is about a choice that you need to make in your life. It's an option between two paths or two opportunities when you get the Two of Wands. And this can be about you needing to make the right choice, or needing to walk down the right path, or the path that feels right for you. And maybe even needing to sort of gather some data or gather some facts. I think that this is about you gathering inspiration. That seems to be very, very important for you in this reading. You have the Star, love it, and you also have the Chariot. So I really like what's going on here. So you have the two wish cards here with the Nine of Cups and the Star lining up together in the past. Clearly there's been something realized for you, as I've been saying in this reading, that has shifted your perspective, changed your worldview, connected for you. You could say the Star is about connectivity, in the universe, within the stars, so on and so forth. And it's also about hope and optimism for the future. Also notice how the tower is number 16, the star is number 17. And so for me, when I get this tower and the star in a reading, especially next to each other, to me that suggests that everything works out for you eventually. And, you know, I think that this has been the case for you. I think you found the solution here. The Chariot says that through determination, as you see this oracle card here, and self-discipline, you will achieve an amazing victory in one's life. You will go the distance. At the top of the pyramid, you have the Knight of Swords. Time to take action for you here, Capricorn, on what we've been talking about. It's time for you to take action on whatever area of your life you're feeling the need for inspiration around. And I think in following inspiration, you will really, something will really work out for you. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Wands. Could be about a job offer or a new career opportunity. The Page of Wands does suggest that there could be a career opportunity or job offer on the horizon. It also can represent good news in one's life generally coming in. So amazing reading. Thank you so much for being here, Capricorn. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading.